So in this video, I want to take a look at oil, and I'm not I'm not really sure that this is the yearly cycle low yet. The reason being is that this intermediate cycle appears to have topped in a left translated fashion or pattern, and usually that means that the cycle will break below the previous uh, cycle low, which was that bottom in November. So let me widen the chart out here just a little bit. So it looks to me like we've got a left translated intermediate cycle here in progress. And so we've got this daily cycle that has broken below this cycle low. We've got support here at 47. Oil has bounced off that 3 times. So I'm going to say that what I think is going to play out is something similar to the stock market. We get a nice rally, but then we roll over and we have one more lower low in late April or sometime in May that maybe comes down and at least marginally breaks this November low. So I'm not sure I'm ready to go extremely heavy in the energy portfolio yet, but it is starting to look like we're at least going to put in a daily cycle low that's likely to follow the stock market up at least for 2 or 3 weeks anyways. So if this does turn out to be a daily cycle low, then oil is going to eventually it's going to close back above this 10-day moving average, and it should probably rally at least enough to break this downtrend line. So maybe we make it back to 51, maybe even up to 52 before we get that next leg down. Now, there's no guarantee there's going to be another leg down. This could just end up being a left translated cycle that doesn't move below the previous intermediate bottom, and that is definitely a possibility if stocks completed in a yearly cycle low and an intermediate cycle low yesterday. But I'm not going to play it like that at the moment. I'm going to anticipate that we rally enough to break this trend line, but then we probably have one more leg lower in the weeks and months ahead. Now, moving on to the energy stocks, we do have a nice volume up day here. We've got a swing low. We've got a marginal undercut here. So we've got a lot of the potential signs of a bottom in play. Of course, oil would need to close above this 10-day moving average, or I'm sorry, the energy stocks would need to close above this, and we got some nice volume here on the rally today. So at the very least, I think we should at least get a tradable rally. We could certainly bounce at least up to the 38% retracement, maybe even as high as the 50% retracement before possibly rolling over and making another leg down. But this does look like we've got at least the conditions for a short-term bottom and maybe a tradable low. Now, what doesn't really inspire me is the volume in the triple leveraged fund. I would really like to see a real heavy volume day, something maybe 4 million shares, and that would make me more confident that this is not just a short-term bottom, but a more lasting intermediate bottom. And we just don't have that yet, so I'm not sure, at least not today anyway. I'm not sure that I'm going to add any more to that position. Now, as I pointed out, you don't have to trade ERX. A 30% position in ERX is almost like a 100% position in a non-leveraged fund such as XLE. So if you don't want to trade leverage, the leverage works great when the market's going in your favor. But if it doesn't go in your favor, then it's a lot more painful. So if you don't want to trade leverage, then just instead of buying ERX, you could just buy XLE, or you could also try the energy service stocks, the OIH. Probably do about the same thing as XLE. Maybe might be a little more volatile, so you might get a little bit more bang for your buck in the energy service than you would the XLE. But either one, you can trade the ERX if you want to trade a little leverage, but I'm going to suggest we just keep the position size small for now. Let me see a little bit more what's going on, whether or not I think this is an intermediate bottom or just a daily cycle bottom. So for now, just a starter position in the energy stocks. I think we're ready to put in a daily cycle low, but I am not convinced yet that we've got a final intermediate cycle low in the energy sector.